All right, testing the audio. Let's see if the audio is working. All right. I did it right that time. So last week on the Reactor, we worked on a Space War game. We're going to finish it up today. And then when we're done, we're going to play a little Dark Devotion, a game that just got through Kickstarter, successfully funded, made with Fusion. It looks really good. It'll be released on Steam and maybe some other platforms. And we got ourselves a hold of a early access copy on Steam, so we'll give that a play. So last week when we were working on the Star Battle game, we got as far as to having a little bit of enemy AI, and we have control over the character, and we can shoot back. And that's about where we left it. So what else do we need to do? Well, one thing I wanted to do is add trails, and we already have a particle effect that, excuse me, is called active. So we're going to rename that to particle effect. And then we'll start with our ship in generating the particle. So when the flag is off, it looks like we're creating a random direction for the particle. Now, when we want it to shoot out the back of the ship, we won't want to do that. So we're going to have to put on an additional clarification on this event. And that is we will call flag 1 on. So where we're creating the particle, which I believe is on, which line is it on? Either one of these lines, we're creating the effect when we get hit. We need to set that flag on immediately, which was flag 1. That way we're differentiating the particle creation effects. So whenever it's a bullet hitting the side of the ship, we're going to set these flags on. As you can see here on line 18, it will now differentiate that flag being on, as well as the default state 0 flag off, and create that randomized effect. So if we run it, we still get our cool little effect. Now, how do we make it thrust? So first we've got to create an event where we're thrusting, and since we're already using the built-in joystick, we'll go read joystick state, and it's push up. So we need to actually make that replaced with repeat while pushing up. And that's our thrust, because we are, I believe, using the built-in spaceship movement. So now that we have built in the ability to thrust forward using the condition move top, now we need to create the objects. So we're going to go ahead and just create another particle effect, and we'll just make it relative to the ship. Particle effect relative to our ship. And then we can set flag 2 on the creation of that flag. So we go down here and we check and see if it's 2 is on. We order them. And then we do something a little different here. Instead of sending angle to the direction of the ship, we're going to set it to the particle itself. We're going to set it to the direction of the ship. So we're going to get directional value, and then we're going to times it by 11.25, and then we're going to close the bracket. That converts it to 32 directions to 360 because we're dealing with angle. And then because we want it the opposite direction of the ship, we're going to add 180. And we'll go with maximum quality, and the flag gets turned on. So let's see what that does to get started. So still making random directions. And why is it doing that? Because we're probably using a bouncing ball movement for the particle, which we are, and we didn't set the direction. We just set the angle. So that's an easy fix. We go back into here, and we say direction, select direction. We grab the direction of the ship, which is under animation, and we add 16, which would be the exact opposite of its 32 direction. And if we did it right, now we've got this thrusting going on. Now, it doesn't seem randomized enough for me, so we can work on that. Maybe it needs to be a little thicker. So how we can do that is we can then modify its position. We can grab the particle's x position, and then we can add 10 minus random 20. What this will do is, x being the center along the horizontal axis, we're going to take add 10, so that shifts it towards a positive number by 10. But then by subtracting random 20, we get 0, which would give us to the positive 10, or we could get 20, which would bring us to the negative 10. So that shifts it on both sides equally, if that makes sense. I'm going to copy that event. We're going to do the same thing for y. And we'll just change the y there. And if we formatted it correctly, we should get a little cooler thrust effect. Yeah, so that's kind of neat. We'll need an engine sound, I'm assuming. Another thing we could do is we could make sure that it's layered underneath our ship. And that's easy to do with order, bring to back. Let's see if we have any questions. And no questions yet, so that's cool. I'm going to check YouTube. And the old when Fusion 3 question is on YouTube, and the answer is when it's ready. All right. So we probably should have the enemy do the same thing when it comes to thrusting. So ship instructions thrust, we have that event here. Now the problem here is we're going to add that thrust immediately, so we need to do some form of a counter event, which isn't too hard. What we can do is we can declare a global value, and we can call thrusting amount. And then when the thrust condition occurs, let's see, we do reset ship instructions on thrust, do we? Doesn't look like it. We can then create the object, which is the particle effect, and we can make it relative to the ship. And then we'll put flag 3 on. And the reason for the new flag is because here we're positioning it to the friendly ship. With flag 3, we'll position it near the enemy ship, which shouldn't be too hard. NPC ship. Just type that in here. Yes, and then I can drag it, and there we go. Should it be changed? Let's see if it works. So we're going to watch him to see if he thrusts. Hasn't thrusted yet. Well, we thrusted there, but we didn't see any of the effect. I may have saw something. Now, I bet you I know why it's not working correctly. The art of debugging is because the enemy ship is using the vector movement, which is a 360-degree base movement, and in our calculations, we're converting. So if I was to just set the angle to pulling the vector movement, the direction, and pull the fixed value of the ship in question, that would probably get us done. And then the direction, because the particle is still using a bouncing ball movement, we would then need to again pull the vector movement of the enemy ship. We would want to put that, we want to divide that by 11.25 to bring it down to a 32 directional movement from 360, and then multiply that number by 60 to get the reverse direction. Let's see if that works. And let's see, list debug. I want to put, so we know that pressing A in my test code will thrust, so we can get an immediate test on thrust. Okay, so we got a result, it's just not the result we're looking for. That's cool, look at that. We'll have to debug that. So let's try it one more time. So it seemed to be thrusting in the wrong direction. Let's see. Set angle plus 180, set direction. That looks right. I wonder what we did wrong. Let's get the ship to turn. Okay, now do it. Still getting the same result. It's always going in the 0 direction, which means we're not pulling our data correctly. So one way to test this is we can grab this bit of data and we use our test string, which it looks like we don't have, so we'll create one. String, where are you string? Remember my alphabet. There you go. Slap that down there. Rename it. Test. And then we will just say on this line here, change alternate string, take the string rather and convert to a value, and then run it. Yeah, look at the number we're getting. Interesting. So maybe because we're dividing. Sometimes dividing doesn't always seem to pan out. So maybe if we do it by decimal. Oh. Let's see what that gives us. Put it in the debug console and run it. Now we're just getting 0. So something's wrong with my math, which isn't surprising. All right. Well, let's try this. Let's take the advanced direction object. Let's convert the direction, which is the vector movement, get direction for the fixed value, and then we want to switch it to 32. So let's put that here, and let's put that here. And let's see what happens. Still getting 0. This is interesting. Boy, oh boy. So that's twice now I've been working on this and gotten stuck. Not fun. Alright, well, let's just see what kind of direction it's turning to begin with. Vector, get direction, retrieve a fixed value of the ship. And there you go. $180 there. Okay, so we're getting good values there. All right, almost. Interesting. All right. Weird, as soon as we try to convert it, we get an odd number. Well, maybe I'm being stupid. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, that was good. Look at that, all over the place. All right, well, that's a fail. Thank you, Straker. All right, well, I want to try to figure that one out later, so we're going to turn that off. And where we're creating the particle, which is on thrust, just going to remove that for now. The other thing we need to do is we need to add health. So we're going to grab a couple counter objects. And we're going to go with, let's go with animation. And let's create our animations. And we'll go with a kind of a yellow color here. That. And maybe a brighter yellow. Go too thick. And I think I probably picked the wrong counter type. So, right, we don't want animation, we want, oh, I guess that is it. So, issue value 3. Yeah, you got to put in the animations. So, we'll go with 5 health, maybe 6 health. And then we copy this. And then the width, 632. Now let's just go. And maybe that far apart. Oop, mouse is bugging out on me. Good. Good. Crop it. Move that there. Need one more. Nope. We need one more animation for 7 total frames because we're going to uncolor them, and then the final frame, of course, would be 0. So 0 would be, go with a really dark color. That would be 0. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Oh, messed up. Okay. And good. All right, so currently it's set to 2. Minimum value is 0, maximum value is 7, and it isn't working. Well, let's run it and see what happens. Good, but it's still off by 1. Let's see. I believe it gave me the wrong frame. That's saying frame 2. So what if we give it a minimum value of 1? Okay. 0. Same thing. Initial value 3. Does that change it? It does. So do I have my animations wrong? I do. No, I don't. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's out of order. Nothing like everything being buggy. What does initial value 7 give us? Max. Okay. Initial value of 6 gives us 1, 0. Good. And then we set that to initial value 7. Wonderful. Clone. Friendly counter. And then enemy counter. Enemy counter, we're going to have to reverse these images so that it's counting from the reverse, because we'll put it on the other side of the screen. Last one's good. That one will go over here. Nine and 7. And we run it. Looking pretty good. Okay. Now every hit on our ship subtracts 1 from friendly health. And the same thing for enemy health. And I should get hit right off the beginning here. Good, it's taking off health. And are we taking health off the enemy? Oh, he's jetting past again. Yep, taking health off. And then, of course, new comment, win or lose. Insert those events, of course, if the friendly is lower or equal to 0, or if the enemy is lower or equal to 0, then declare a global value, string maybe, game end game condition, and for the winner, actually this is when we lose, I think, yep. So we set that global string to lose, and then end condition for here would be winner, winner, chicken dinner. Put whatever you want, but that just passes on to the next frame, your win frame or lose frame, your end game frame, what the condition is. So we'll take the game frame, we'll paste it. Oops, get rid of that. Yes, and then we'll go here, and we will delete a bit of code. We want to keep the stars. We'll get rid of all of this. And then we'll get rid of our ships, which for some reason still has code. Why does the ship still have code? Oh, set the angle. Okay, now he's codeless, so he can go no problem. Our end screen still shows stars. Get a string, text string, drop it in there, change the color to a yellowy color, center. Let's see if we can go really big with this. I don't think we can. 60. Oh, look at that. Cool. maybe a little smaller. 25. Oh, 25. Okay, and then center it. And then here on our win-loss conditions, we will jump to that new frame, which I need to rename end of game. All right, so let's run it. Star Battles. Oh, I already took a hit. And it didn't jump for some reason. So that's interesting. Debugging is so much fun. Let's see if it takes me out. Let's try to get killed and see if it'll trigger the win for the bad guy. It's amazing how hard it is to try to get killed when you're intentionally doing it. We'll just overlap them. So neither event is triggering. And I bet you I know why. No, game 2. And then frame 2. Should have gone. Oh, see, look, fixed value. It's always something silly. Compare counter lower or equal to 0. And friendly, enemy, run it again. Alright, now the reason why it says text is because, being silly, I did not put change alternate string, retrieve global string, end game condition. And there you go. Excellent. So let's save that. I'll work out the kinks on the movement, and then we'll post that up as a free source. Does anybody want anything added to it? If so, leave me a note in the comments, and we'll add it to it before we post it. And we'll put that on ClickStore free for Reactor users, as well as on the community site. So the other thing we wanted to talk about today was this really awesome game by Hyperion Workshop called Dark Devotion. Recently went through Kickstarter and got itself greenlit. Well, you can find the greenlight campaign down here. Let's see how much they raised. Find their link. It's amazing, can't find their link. There we go. And here it is. So on the campaign, they raised almost 32,000 euro. Their goal was only 20, so they hit some of their stretch goals. It's an incredibly good looking game. We are going to play this early access Steam version we have, and the art is incredible, and from what I've played so far, really good. So let's get into it. And the old play button on, where is it? Well, it used to be on the front. I don't want to post review, I want to play it. What are you doing to me? Alright, well, games, Dark Devotion, play. Here we go. Make sure it looks right for you guys.
For as long as we could remember, this is how it has always been. Devoid of morality.
great looking art.
Through suffering. Fearfulness and the obfuscation of knowledge are the foundations of our society. And those tempted to resist it will pay the heaviest price. In that den of iniquity, all of them will congregate. Holding on to their hope and their faith. Drawn to the divine light like moths. Sinners will relentlessly advance. And all shall need to say then. All of us.
Alright, epic intro. Let's see what the game's like. Don't know if the Xbox controller works. I'm going to try. And that would be a no. Let's go to options. Keyboard. So AZERTY. Vibrations. How come the vibrations without the keyboard? That's cool. Alright. Here we go. Joystick does work. Okay, cool. So I like to play games with the joypad. Looks like you can. So the left trigger is the shield. The right is the sword. If you hold it down, she goes crazy. B dashes forward and back. A changes weapons. X seems to do nothing. So let's go ahead and take that guy out. This guy too. There you go. It's incredible looking animations, and the lighting's great too. More monks. What happens if I walk by one? Nothing. But we leave no victim behind. The shield works. And it looks like I can pick up... Oh, so that's what X does. Picks up the new weapon. So I have a Templar sword, but I could get the old sword. And you know what? Higher hit point, but I don't like those other stats, so we'll just leave it there. Before we move up and down, let's see if there's anything else around here. A closed door. I bet you if we go down here, we can open the door. There's the X button again. A piece of armor. And pushing up on the joypad star. Equipped it looks like. And the door is still not... Oh, now it miraculously opens. So push up? Yes, push up. That's a bow and arrow. Oh, nice. Some weapons can also help you solve puzzles. I bet you they made this one. So let's. There we go. Ooh, I picked up my arrow too. Awesome. Looking down, there's a bunch of traps down there. This guy here didn't fare too well. Whoa! Excellent. Still no thanks. Alright, game test. Can I cut this pot and get some goodies? Doesn't look like it. So Hibernian Studios, I need to be able to break this pot and get a coin or something. Come on. There's the medieval weapon that was trying to kill us. Is there a jump? There's gotta be a jump. I guess there isn't a jump. That's cool. Alright, so you said to look down. Let's look down. Well. Nice. Oh, that guy's having a bad day. Chipped blade. Ooh, that one looks good. I might just have to get that. And look, the graphics changed. That's awesome. Great. Love detail. Oh, I should have known better. Okay. Oh, I gotta read it carefully. 2 L's uncontrolled. I love the take care at the end. They're here to kill you, friend. Take care. It's great. And successfully dodged the death trap. Alright. Oh, look at that. It can break a jar. Excellent. Disregard my previous comments. Just heal. Staying with what I got. Man, I guess I just jumped for it, huh? Oh, putrescence. It's a level of putrescence. Oh, that hurts. This guy wasn't prepared. Ow. Oh, this doesn't look good. Okay. Alright, so I've been infected. Walking hurts. Great. But we can cure ourselves right here. Can we continue to pray and lower the number, or... Whoa! Alright, totally cured. Good light, too. The feel kind of reminds me of Vagrant Story on the original PlayStation, which I love that game. Oh, so we gotta consistently pray. That's cool. Oh wow, that's great. I was afraid of the door to get more people. Into the shadows we go. Gratuitous treasure chest. So now I have a torch instead of my shield. Well, I don't know if I like that. I really liked my shield. Can I switch back? Alright, let's see if I regret that decision. Oh. Well, my devotion has faded. This game's awesome. Let's see if we have any questions. Well, no questions yet. We should probably continue. And I'm still... Well, you know what? I want to try it with the torch this time. Ooh, goodies. Crush those boxes. Took the guy out this time. Alright. Oh, thanks. So I guess that was just the tutorial, and now we're actually gonna play the game. Filth Blood Shelter. Outstanding. Iberian Studio might be my new favorite made with Fusion Studio. Oh, what's this old man have to say? Thanks. That's it, huh? The only place with heat. So maybe this is our base of operations in the game. And he has nothing else to tell me. Oh, lost or gutted. Well, that door's not available. Okay, so that's a shop of sorts. Is this a shop as well? Okay. Some sort of shop. Ah, the old smithy. Bones from Star Trek. Oh no, from the old smith temple. That doesn't sound very good. That's great. Sigh. Nothing happening there. that. Looks like it could be a door for later. Look at the light swing. It's awesome. Oh, just your random knight. I guess so, guy. Yes, sir. Hey, look, a door. Let's go through it. Oh, man, I walked right into that. And right into that. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm back. I'm back. Made whole. Made whole so I can go die again. Oh, look, all my stuff's gone. Well, I thought maybe you'd help me with a weapon. Yeah, I don't need a weapon. Let's see if he says something. Oh, the ferryman. That's this guy. Alright. Ooh, wood shield. Alright. Let's go die again. That's right, buddy. And he's dead. I'll take that. Let's go down here first. It's not... I don't have my bow, do I? So I guess we're going down here. Sufficiently killed. Ooh, stimulating flask. That's right, that's good. Oh look, another situation that I'm going to be able to... So I need a bow and arrow, but I don't have one. Interesting. Interesting. Anything over here? Did I totally miss this ladder here earlier? Apparently. I'll take it. Let's pray. Get the door open. I bet you it's the platform back here. Here we go. Is it a platform really? It is. Take a ride. Jump over here. Huh. All right. Well, this game is outstanding. I can't wait for them to finish it. If you guys want to keep track of the game, let's get out and take a look again. Yes. And we'll leave. I'll confirm. Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. You don't leave. You don't quit their game. You leave it. So again, you can find the page if you search Dark Devotion. Just type in Dark Devotion, and you can bookmark it, follow it, and oh, I'm interested, so we'll leave that alone. So go ahead and follow it, and then you can also check out their Twitter page, which is Iberian WS. In fact, we post a lot of their stuff on our Twitter page, so come check it out. And I think that'll do it for today. I'd like to thank Iberian Studios for letting us have a copy of the game and play it. I absolutely love it. Look forward to getting it done. I can see why it met so many stretch goals. It's going to be an outstanding game, and we appreciate you using Fusion. And that's it for today's stream. Guys, like for those of you that are our patrons at our Reactor Patreon page, let me know. I'm going to make a post tonight what you want me to do in the next stream. I want the content driven by you guys. You tell me what you want, I'll do it as best I can. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again later. Bye.